Hello guys, in this video we're going to see how to get rich with the blight mechanic. In the past league I did a similar video and blight was good back then and it's still pretty good for this league, so let's get into it. In order to never fail a blight map we need to understand what is the tower setup that we're going to be using here. So for that we're going to head into the paint. As you can see, I have some images here to help the draw. So we're going to be in the center with the pump, right? And the mobs are going to be coming from different sides. Let's say these are the lines where the mobs came from. And the idea here is that we're going to have a back line and a front line. So the back line are going to be composed by the meter towers, that is the fire towers, and we're going to be building the meter towers in close to the pump. And in the front line we're going to be building the defensive towers, that is the shield tower in this case and the stun tower. Okay, so we're going to see something similar to this, and this for here and here. And finally in the middle we're going to be adding the empower towers. So the empower will be buffing all the defensive towers, the front line and the back line. They're going to be hitting faster, and I think that they also get some extra range, so that's pretty good. And the theory behind this setup is that the towers are going to be sniping the mobs from the back, and the mobs that come from this direction are going to be chill and stun, and they're going to be pretty much stun lock here in this between the towers. And the mirror towers that have a great range are going to be sniping these mobs. And in this way you're going to be able to complete any blighted map just by building towers and independently of the strength of your build, as we are going to see in this video. Okay, so now let's do a showcase. The first thing that we have to do is to quality up the map, so we're adding some of the chisels and alchemy, and we check that the mods aren't bad. You have to also check that there isn't the mobs cannot be stunned. And then after you roll the map, you're going to Acacia and we're going to Anoint. In this case I'm using the Crimsons. I used in the test run the Azures, but since this is just showcase, this doesn't actually matter. This is also a tier 16 map, so it will be harder than the ones that I did in the test run. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first thing is to activate this, the machine, and we skip it. And we click to start it right away. And we start searching for good points, or let's say good spots. So for example, this is decent enough, I guess. Can click here and some stars here. You have to adapt, okay? For example, I have the backline here. And the mobs that are coming this way are going to be stun locked here, and the fire towers are going to shoot them up.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Have to take care that at some point they start coming from all directions.
Put out new mycelium. New roots. Light is trying to spread.
As you can see, this is that easy. You just have to build the towers and be careful that the mobs don't come to your farm. So now, as you can see, we have another branch right in the top.
It's put out new mycelium.
So we are going to look for a good spot. You can build here, for example, and I guess we don't have an empower, but that's okay. Here's another spot.
Exile. Do not let them reach the purification pump.
They're looking
Launching exile.
this and this. We need a mirror here. And
My mana is gone.
one thing to consider is that you cannot be too far away from the towers or they will get disabled because they don't get rendered in the game client. So when you see these yellow points, try to build your towers in at that range. So I'm now in the middle of the pump, so all the towers that are going to be rendered are the max range that you see these white yellow points.
I'm not up to that just yet. Let them reach the purification pump.
So we are basically done here. Now we have to kill the remaining monsters. No mobs are spawning anymore, but we have to kill the ones that are still out there. And you have to take care of it because if they get to the pump, we're going to still lose the encounter. So the faster you clear them, the faster you will finish the encounter. And there's a lot of them, as you can see. This is why I said that the map actually takes me 7.5 minutes around that instead of the 5 minutes that the encounter actually lasts. And you're finished now, and you now can start looting, right? You hope for the currency chest to be lucky with the crimson oils. And the loot from the pump, as you can see, a lot of stuff. This could be good. No cards. Golden oil is pretty good. This is 45C. Silver is the second best. 17, I think. No, it's 6. No, it is the third best. And it's 6 chaos. The opalescent is the second one. And we need a currency one. How do I know where it is? Well, you can follow the path from the pump and it will
I'm not up to that just
tell you
yet.
where it is. And yeah, you get out, and that's you start queuing the next map, and that's how we do this. As you can see, I got a bunch of stuff. Some of the cards, these are 1.5 kills each. So we have here around, let's say, 40 kills. And some of the scarabs are multiple kills too. And we got an exalt. Sometimes you will get some divines and the oils. We got the golden oil that we said that this is 44 chaos. And yeah, this is how you get rich with blight pretty quick. So now let's talk about the mirroring oils. These are the craft honor rings, and we have one that makes our mirror towers to leave a burning ground once after they hit a mob. So this is pretty good because the mirror towers have a delay between the projectiles that it shoots. So the creating the burning ground for 3 seconds makes that the towers are going to be hitting all the time. So that uptime is pretty good for dealing with the mob that are coming for pump. And then we have that the chilling towers freeze the enemies for 0.2 seconds. This is to stun lock the enemies or perma stun lock them, because building the freeze towers alongside the stun towers, they're going to basically lock the enemies in place. So that is pretty useful. So I read here the prices. This is considering that this is today's market. It could be different in the time that you see the video, but they're most likely going to be cheaper with time, so don't worry for that. So in this tab I have everything that I got from the 19 maps. As you can see, there are a bunch of stuff. We're going to be taking a closer look at it with the Excellence app. For the big drops, I got 2 divines, I got 1 exalt and 1 annulment. We can consider that we should have gotten only 1 divine and the other one we just got lucky, so I will subtract in the final calculations 1 of the divines, considering it as an anomaly. And I also got a card that is pretty expensive. This is around 10 divines, as we saw in the initial clip. This is the Fiend. And I will also be taking it out of the calculations because this is definitely an outlier in the strategy. So let's see the loot breakdown for the 90 maps that I run. And as you can see, I have a total value here in all the stuff that we saw in the tab. That's almost 9 divines, and we have here a lot of the stuff you're going to be checking quickly in the list. We have here a lot of the currency, some big currency and some of the smaller currency, and we're going to see a lot of the cards that we can turn in and sell them if we can. For example, we won't be selling the Reign of Chaos, we want to just turn them in Lily. And yeah, as you can see, Blood is like a simulacrum mechanic, where we're going to be getting stuff from all others league mechanics. So the selling part, I think, is the main con in this strategy, because we are going to have to liquidate everything after we do a big session. And yeah, we have fossils here. We're going to also be finding some essences, since there are chests that contain essences. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We are going to have more of this stuff. Oops. We also found some of scarabs. I think that these come from the mobs after we finish the encounters and the pump start dropping all the loot. And yeah, we can, for example, we are here approaching the 3C line. So we can call the list here and consider, for example, the 1600 chaos as our revenue. And then we have there's probably more stuff here that we want to sell. There are more fossils that we can sell in bulk in TFT. There are more scarabs, fossils. Some of these cards probably will be turnable in Lily. But let's say that we call the list in the 1600 limit. Yeah. Okay, so to end the video, these are all the tiers that I run. As you can see, they are all low tiers, and in total these are 19 maps, and each one is valued at 5C, and I used 3 Azure oils in each map, so that's, since each one is that 3 chaos, there would be 1 extra chaos for each map, so in total we have 112 chaos as expenses. I did farm all of these maps while mapping because I added all the blight stuff in my tree, but I'm considering this as if I would be buying them. So 100 in expenses if we want to replicate this test run. Oops. And as we saw earlier, we have 1600 chaos as the revenue after running them all. And if we subtract the revenue by the expenses, we have a total profit of 1488 chaos. And I took the time, and each map takes me around 7 minutes and a half. This is because 5 minutes is mandatory for the encounter, and then you will have that some mobs are still alive in the map that you have to kill them, so that takes some extra time to actually finish the encounter. And finally you need some extra time to loot the chests. So yeah, that's around 7.5 minutes. I think that you can do it faster, but just by chilling, that's what it took me in average in these maps. So from the total profit, we are subtracting the divine that I said earlier that I think that's an anomaly. So that will be a total profit of 1293, and then we divide this by the amount of time that it took us to get this amount of currency, and that's this amount is this. So we have a total value of 544 chaos per hour doing this strategy, and that's pretty good. If we divide by the current divine price, that is close, I would say, to 3 divines, and this amount, considering the early we are in the league, this is pretty good. And also considering that this is independently of your build, because any build can basically do these maps. So yeah, that's it for the video for today. I hope you liked it, and I encourage you to try this strategy, as you are going to see that it's pretty good. It's a pretty chill gameplay. And yeah, I see you in the next video. Bye.